was the thing, though.
You know what? I feel like that's really interesting. Me and Bryant, I said that the coronavirus, I'm not blaming Corona on Bryant, but I will say God had a hand on quarantine because of Bryant. Because for the past 6 months, I won't say year, he's had an issue with social media.
It still do.
And he felt like the use of technology was robbing people of in-person interactions. And it's true to a certain extent, but I feel like it's because millennials or our age group is like in between. We were there from pay phones all the way to FaceTime phones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The generation before us, they didn't get that. And then the generation after us, they had phones since they were 10. So we're the generation that's like, I miss the old days. You know, constantly thinking that. But because of quarantine, you're forced to have these interactions. Like, you know what I'm saying? People who used to say, I hate FaceTiming, I want to see you in person. Guess what y'all doing now?
FaceTiming.
FaceTime me that.
Y'all on FaceTime. So I think like that just shifts. We are the generation that's hard to please. Because we came from a very, you know, technology changing time.
Yeah.
But I feel like FaceTime, I know data rates are
going through the roof.
That Wi-Fi.
You ain't got Wi-Fi, you struggle right now.
Yeah,
Shout out to the districts who sending the Wi-Fi buses out. You know what I mean? Need that.
Because it's a crazy shift. But like Bryant, with you not liking or disapproving of the utilization of social media to that capacity, how do you feel like that has shifted?
There's a movie that Rebecca and me is taking over right now. I can't think of. That's all the time I'm gonna give myself to try to remember. I'm sure once I get to talking, I'll think of it. But as far as what we're looking at, social media, the need for it, the need for internet, the need for virtuality, the virtuality versus reality. If I ever write a thesis, that's gonna be 1 of the 10. Virtuality versus reality. I think we're getting to Ready Player One. That's the name of the movie, Ready Player One. I think it's also a book. It's not a book, then it's an old movie that they remade, but I'm pretty sure it's a book that was released as a movie a couple years ago. So we get to the point where everyone is disparaged in the real world, in reality, but you can live whatever life you want to live in virtuality. So I think what I have, I won't say issue with, because it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just a disagreement with the idea that, you can be somebody virtually that you're not in real life. That's where it comes from. So,
you know what?
You said, yeah, I've always felt like that. But I think this time, because our people who are used to living virtually, they can't create content that makes them look like somebody they're not in reality. I think it's really putting an emphasis on reality. I think it's putting an emphasis on what actually matters. I think it's saying, even virtually, you can't be virtual and be like, hey, look at my $1 billion house. Like, look how nice my life is. Like, that's not what's mattering right now. I'm seeing it happening. Big shout out to Drake, Tusi sliding. I think he had a
I hate that song so much.
Magazine. I don't know if anybody follows Champagne Poppy, but he had a spread where it was showing off his house, kind of like on some, this is a, top 7 wonders of the world type thing. And I was like, this isn't like a time where the majority needs to see that or feel that or be that. And I believe in Drake. I respect Drake. He's one of the greatest artists ever, possibly. So I know inspirationally that's there. It's definitely tapping into me where it's like, damn, when I get my house, what I'm going to do. But when it comes to reality, that doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter for me, a lot of people I surround myself with.
I feel like the issue with like virtuality and reality is something that, especially, we've known plenty of people that cap on the internet.
Cap.
But I'm starting to believe this like their way of manifesting. Like, it has to be a little part of you. Like, you cannot just be pulling this out your ass. Like, a part of you may wish this is your life. Like, y'all looking real goofy, but it's like,
it might be attainable.
It may not be attainable because you're not. I think what makes it more attractive is the fact that you're not doing anything to reach that. That's what makes it more of a cap. But it's like, if you about to flex, you posting like, they just said no, Ayat. But like, if you sitting on sinks like you got a big booty, guess what you want? Guess what we know you want?
You want that booty.
You can't get it. You can't afford it. Look at Bryant. I'm starting, like, now that I'm scrolling through social media and I'm seeing some of these people and the stuff that they're doing, I just be like, this might be your way of telling us what you wish you had.
All I'm saying is what you're saying goes to us living like everybody go watch Ready Player One. That's just what it's gonna be. If I can manifest it in virtuality, then I can make it. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, whatever.
I can't live like that
Right now, just on a positive note, I feel what you're saying. I don't know about the big booty and all of that, but
I don't think it's positive. But
shout out to B. Simone,
manifestation queen.
Okay.
Manifestation queen. She calls herself, and she made it happen. You know, without doing anything gimmicky, just being herself and taking that to next level and next level and next level to becoming what she wanted to be, what she believed herself to be. You know, being one of the most self-aware people on Instagram, especially for our community. Is there a Black Instagram yet?
No, not fully.
No.
But I feel like at the same time,
Like,
you not feel like the people who know me personally, or the people that grew up with her don't look at her and roll their eyes like, you not this fucking funny.
mm-hmm.
Sure.
I seen her at the bank like 2 weeks ago.
She live in Atlanta?
Yeah, she's from Atlanta. All of them from Atlanta. But it's just like, do you not feel like the people that grew up near her, maybe she was shy in person, but they like this internet personality. That's not what you do in class. Like,
what was this at?
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who are really funny, but they're only confident behind the camera.
Tune in episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gonna be some time before we continue to dive into the difference between who a person is virtually versus in reality.